Let's see if it works. Ah, yeah, it's incredible. All this technology is just totally haywire. Well, I'm sitting on this phone broke down, which is my new crap mobile. Warning: smartphones can be time killers. Yeah, and if you have a shift phone, they really can be time killers. So the problem is that I have all my data on it. Um, Applications and so forward. So it's and the screen is not working. Apparently, the shift phones have this. It's German, not German quality, that's for sure, but it's from Germany. Um, I do wonder regards to the speaker if I can actually set that up. Oh, I can turn it off and turn it up. I don't know if there's a feature to further. Oh, that's is that the speaker? Ooh, let's see here. Hello! That seems to be turning on the speaker. Not sure if that's actually a good thing, but let's turn it a little down. Yeah, maybe a little up. Wonder if that's good enough. Hello! It doesn't seem to go totally overboard. That's pretty nice. I haven't really used this thing much, and the camera is, surprisingly bad. But, I guess you get what you pay for, and I didn't really pay that much for it, and just the cheapest of the cheapest, pretty much. I just needed something to be able to, fix my website, but always issues. So, well, the phone should be finished with actually charging, although the screen is dead. I was testing it with solar panels, which you actually can see. That's the things behind me, actually. By the way, this one works better than this one. I had a little more testing today, although it's not much time you do have the sun. It's in Denmark and all that, but that version of it is much better than that version, at least in regards of keeping connected. And that's different with the new mobile and the old mobile in regards of charging with the solar panels as well. So apparently, again, you have all these different things that needs to work together and all that, which usually doesn't really. But anyway, I'm trying to sort it out because I might not have any power on Friday when the government are coming with all their henchmen or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so the battery should be charged. That's the nice thing with this mobile, but again, they just took the features out of most mobiles. So you can't, the only problem is that the batteries are not big enough, and there's no outside external charger and all that. So I'm looking into trying to get back to my good old mobile for 5 years old, I think they are. And they're kind of, the software and all that, so it probably won't be so quick. But I'm sick and tired of all the other things that just doesn't, it's just madness, I'm not going to pay for a phone that doesn't have access to changing the battery, that's for sure. Anyway, so just charging some batteries here now that I can't use it. It's dead. And as it's, there's no scratches on the out surface here. And they actually put a Gorilla covering over this, which I found out this Gorilla thing was just utter nonsense, so, and it was actually slipping, I got this phone and And even around the first week, I just dropped it like, what was that, 20 centimeters from the ground or something like that. I was reaching out with the phone, sitting on the toilet and all that. Yeah, well, and was just wanting to put it down, and so again, it wasn't really that far of a drop. Just dropped it at the last bit. But in any case, it broke the screen. The Gorilla Glass wasn't touched. It didn't break. The glass beneath the Gorilla Glass didn't break. But the screen broke. So I sent it back and I got it replaced. So I got it back with the Gorilla Glass. I don't know if it was reused or whatever, but it might have been the same. I don't know if you can actually just change the inside screen and then just. I'm not sure if that's possible, but whatever the case, the Gorilla Glass began to detach from the, first from this corner, then from this corner, this from this corner, then the last bit was this corner down here. So after it had detached in the 4 areas, it actually. It made like I dropped it out in the kitchen, which is what, a meter, something of that sort, a meter from a meter, and it made it broke the Gorilla Glass. It shouldn't really have been a problem overall in regards of. But anyway, I took the Gorilla Glass off and found out, okay, it's actually not a problem. There's no need for having the Gorilla Glass. It has the protection on. You have silicone all around, so it's not the glass that is getting touched. But apparently, if you just drop it, if it hits into the silicone, it smashes the screen. The screen can't handle the vibrations. Anyway, the mobile, I think, is still having the touch maybe to work. At least it did something, But yeah, there's no screen on it. It's just dead. It actually, when it died, I dropped it from over there, 107 centimeters, and it was connected to a wire, so it fell off the table, or and this one, it swang, and then, this one plugged out, and then it, landed on the carpet or whatever you want to call it, a mat, carbon mat or something like that. And it was pretty, soft. It wasn't, I didn't expect anything from it. Like, I've had the LG V20 for nearly 4 years. Dropped it multiple times without any issue, without ever breaking, From much more, this is so fragile. It's like, just touch it and it breaks, It's like incredible. Anyway, apparently it says it has some issues in regards to the connection. That's interesting because it should be on a huge. I wonder if there's any problems in regards to maybe it's the internet or the connection or whatever that is. I've had some problems with the other. Maybe the computer has. I don't know. I should probably try to connect it directly and. Well, who knows? It does seem to have connection without any issue. But why would it say your connection is unstable? This doesn't make any sense. I'm on 150 megabit, and you're going to say that my connection is stable? Let's see, check your connection. It's just incredible. See, bandwidth, check it up, and then we can do it in Danish. Let's check this one. Let's see here. Probably more like Google, that is the problem here, because Well, I don't know, but there seems to be Denmark here. Yeah, 100 and it goes a little down, 133. And I wouldn't usually have so quick a connection, but and 151 it seems in the upload megabit per second. So I only I only jumped it up because I need to download my website and try to get that sorted out. Now, well, I've gotten I don't know what they're saying, but it's German. Bitte wer mir da nachfragen, wenn du uns schön geschrieben hast, whatever. I guess it's some kind of yeah. I need to check that on the. But yeah, I don't know why there should be any problem in regards to the connection. Shouldn't be any. If your connection is unstable, oh really? Well, again, if it's unstable, it must be in regards of Google having issues. Again, I don't know why it continues to have it on there. You would think that you could do something about it, right? And it's not even the connection is the video is not even huge. It's really low quality overall, so yeah, well, Google, YouTube nonsense and all that. Anyways, charging the third battery now. I have ordered a charging device for batteries that I was hoping to try out to see if it actually worked with these quick charge batteries outside the mobile, because the mobile began to have issues in regards to charging as well. This really should be able to charge very quickly, and yet it's it began to make issues on that part as well. So it's just one problem after another with this mobile, and I'm sick and tired of it. So hopefully I can get back to my old one. The only problem is I have the Frankenstein mobile in regards to my old mobile, and it's rooted, and I used it for getting my stuff over to the other one, because all these issues when you don't have Play Store on the new one and have so many problems in regards of applications that you paid for can't run. That is applications that actually should be able to move the applications and all that, but can't run without Play Store. You get into one issue after another, and I'm so sick and tired of it. And the last thing that I'm thinking about is really just a hammer, getting a hammer and smashing the mobiles and just, throwing them, doing, you get so, annoyed about all this nonsense that never should have been there in the first place. In any case, I'm absolutely not satisfied with this mobile. I think it has so many issues. I've been using it for, I guess, well, when did I get it? I guess I got it after my earthly father was murdered by the whole of society. I guess of not telling the people about other options and all that, and leading them astray into bullshit. Well, I must have been around there. I can't remember. But anyway, this has to be the speaker is not loud enough. If you root it, you can actually make it to a point where it's okay, with the speakers, or the biggest problem I think I have with the speaker is that it's the quality of the sound is not so good. So when I'm speaking to people, and I'm usually speaking with people on the speaker, so not to get the radiation too close to my head. Um, the problem is that the speaker is just too bad. So I really need to use my. I really need to try to listen very closely to what people are saying to try to figure out what they are actually saying. It's a phone. It's you gotta be kidding me. You can't even. It's incredible. It should be able to use it as a phone, right? Another problem is that it doesn't call. It doesn't ring when someone calls. So you just see that someone has called, but the mobile didn't say anything. Yeah, it's just um, it's just terrible. Now it can't charge fully either. I had, in the beginning, I could at least use the phone while being wired, although I need to be wired all the time, but at least it would charge it. But still, for the most part, I had to be wired, which was very annoying. But, at least it was charging. Then, after I burned one charger off, and of course, that was my main charger that I knew that was working. So I thought it might be some kind of an issue with the other chargers or something like that I couldn't get. And there was some updates for the mobile as well. There has been 2 updates, and I just don't know what have done, so it won't charge. And yeah, whatever. It doesn't. I'm getting sick and tired of it, and totally disillusioned with this Product. Another thing is this little lamp, and I don't know if you can turn it off. There might be a possibility of turning it off. But when the mobile gets to 15%, this begins to blink. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Why is that necessary to blink? Then when you get to 10%, the phone itself begins to, be slower, which is another one of these, I'm thinking, you gotta be kidding me. I don't think the battery is too big either in regards of the, it runs empty so quickly. I've talked to them about it, and there still doesn't seem to be anything. So I ordered something from the outside, and yet, you have all these special things and all that, so I'm not sure it's going to work for the batteries, but I'm going to try it at least to see. Oh, it's pretty hot down here. Well, I guess it's while it's charging, I guess. But yeah, it doesn't have any, on the outside glass, I have the Gorilla Glass. It's not on at the moment, but you have the Gorilla Glass on top of this. And then you have a glass, as far as I can see, more. And then you have the screen itself inside. The thing is that it seems to be the screen inside that is so easy to break. This is the second time, and there seems to be one little thing in the bottom. If you use you can see just a small, around a little less than a centimeter. So it's not really much at the bottom, but apparently clearly enough to break the screen again. It landed over here. It was like over here that it seemed to, break that part of the screen. But yeah, the thing is at the bottom. But the outside screen, the outside glass has nothing. It doesn't even have a scratch, because there haven't been any problems in regards to that. I could understand if the thing's broke, if it landed on a rock or something like that, like my old one did in Israel, where I had my old one, and it landed like this on a rock, hitting the glass, and it broke. But it was still usable. It broke the glass, at least the outside glass, and yet it was still usable. This one just, the second time where it has broken, it just dies totally out. It's not like a little, it just totally falters. At least I wouldn't trust this unit for sure if I went out in the field. There's so much chance for this breaking. You just need to blow at it nearly and it breaks. So I'm not totally happy. They have two front cameras, and one of them still doesn't work after nearly a year. Again, I can't remember when I got the phone. It's just in regards to the price point and all that. It's fail. It's just totally fail. I think the speaker again wasn't. It's not good enough. Well, if you root the phone, you can get something that is called. I can't remember, but where you can actually tune and boost the speaker, and that actually makes the speaker into a level where you can actually hear a good amount, and you can also make the sound better actually when it's rooted, because you can take the bass and move it downward and the treble to move it upward, which makes it easier to actually hear what is being said. But this you have to be rooted to do, and when you're root, you get into many other issues. It's not their fault in regards of Android. It's not the company's fault of Shift in regards of Android. Android is just a molested, system. But yeah, I have regretted buying this, and on so many levels. I really had my hope for this thing, and but Android sucks, and you can't, it's just how they're going to, they were talking about they were still working on making this product a product that was your phone, right? But I don't see how they can do it. Now I don't care, regards of if there's only one camera or two cameras. Although in regards to the quality and all that, other camera might have been better. I don't know. But in any case, the whole idea is that this has two cameras, right? And still only one of them works because of driver issues. So just out of the box, it sadly wasn't. Yeah, it's just not going to work. The front camera was was pretty nice compared to the old phone. The speaker is absolutely worse. It's lower volume compared to the LG V20. The quality is absolutely worse. Again, when I talk to people, I have a really hard time hearing them. So it's like, why is it I can't hear what they're saying? And it's the speaker that's apparently is not any better. Yeah. What more? It is 4-6 times faster than the old phone. So, in regards to those things, that's, and it's Android 10 instead of Android 8. Of course, that's actually also a problem with Android 10, is that is that Google themselves have tried to make it harder for you to record your calls, which thereby it's going to be harder to prove if you talk to the government and all that, right? But that's typical that the government is okay with, putting their dog noses in our buttholes, but not the other way around. The government is is okay with, smelling our buttholes, but we're not allowed to know anything about what they do. It's just tyranny on a huge scale. And Google themselves closed the feature down. Actually, before I came into in regards to Google, as I understand it, they actually did have a recording feature in the system itself as default. They removed that, but then of course other people just made applications to do that, right? So that was the start out where they started out removing a feature that I'm sure a lot of people loved and liked, although that's before my time. Then Android 9, they made it, problematic, and further in Android 10, and who knows how much they have done in Android 11, but they are removing features that users want to have, and thereby you need to do all these bullshit things to get the features you want. I'm sick and tired of it. So, now of course I don't know how long I will have power in my household, and I've been looking into things like solar panels. If I can, if I can just have this one, I won't have access to my computer here, I won't have access to the light and all that, but as long as I have this, at least I can do things, I have lots of things to do. So the idea of buying these two panels was just to be able to get some power for this guy. So I have some light, because as long as I have a little light, I can do things, I can read things, I can, go around and whatever. It won't be much, but it will do nicely. It would actually also be nice to have a backup of these, but sadly it's not easy to actually find what you want. It seems to be again satanic powers that again makes a lot of issues for just, if we can just get what we want and actually that things were lasting and not breaking down, but no, not in this diabolical world. But yeah, lots of documents around, lots of Bibles and whatever, papers all around. I need to also figure out in regards to food choices now, when I don't have any power left. I will need to change some of my food choices. I already have some food choices, some cans that I will be able to, and then I get some avocados. They don't need to be in the fridge or anything of that nature either. That'll be a good source. And some other things. But yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see how it goes without any power. So, and that of course in regards to this mobile, that's how hard it is to really get. Although I do have batteries, and I still need to empty these, two of the big batteries. I need to empty them out. I think this one has probably, they say something around 20 hours in the charger for the first 3 times. So this is there's nearly 23 hours. So, it's not in the plug now. Jumped out of the plug when I took the laptop, but it should have been in it for 20 hours. So it should be full. Although it's like a bad, cheap thing. Well, cheap and cheap. Well, it was pretty cheap. It's 100%. This is like a biggie. So this is a battery. It's not that fast. I don't know in regards to. It should have 2 amps in regards of input. But you never know if that's really the truth. But if it can take 2 amps, then that will be enough to pretty much put on the solar panels and just inject it and let it sit. In the winter time, the solar panels won't give much anyway, but as long as it can give enough for my headlight, that'll be great. Of course, I will also charge them fully up on the day that I might lose my power in the apartment. So I will start out with, at least, full charge and go from there pretty much. And have a break and see if I can get things to, if I can, get things to go around on this. It will be an experience for sure. But again, I have papers, so many places. I have a lot of things to read, and so it's like I'm going to get bored or anything like that. Anyway, so yeah, I have a good amount of chargers. I also have chargers for quick charging. That I can go to the library as long as the library hasn't closed down for defiled people like me that don't want to take the vaccine and don't want to have a passport and don't want to be tested and all that. If they end up closing the library down, I will have a little more difficulty charging my power banks. I can maybe go to but they could close that down as well. So, but it takes around 2 hours with the chargers that I've gotten. 2 hours to charge a power bank with 25,000 milliamps. I think is it milliamp hours? I can't remember, but it's a good amount. Takes 2 hours. I have 2 chargers and I have a couple of those on the way. So it should take me 4 hours, and I should be able to have 4 fully charged devices, and I could. So if I go to the library, 4 hours at the library, and I should be able to go home and have some juice. Well, be a little hard, a little further. I don't know how long I would be able to go on with for. I'll be around 100,000. 100,000. That's 50,000 in these. But the problem is, it takes, as I understand it, 8 hours to charge it to fully. And probably won't be on the library for 8 hours, So, but yeah, for charging from the solar panels might be a perfect way to just plug it in and just let it suck whatever energy it can get out of the solar panels. Sadly, those solar panels on the places are. Well, I must say today there actually came some sun, and it actually did do. You could see that they absolutely did a lot better than the last couple of days, where there hasn't been any sun. But the problem is, still this one over here, which you can see have this thing up there, is absolutely worse than this one. This one, this one clearly keeps the better connected to the mobile. Although again, there's difference between the new mobile and the old mobile. The old mobile seems to be better handling connections than the new mobile. I have checked. There's some different resistance in the two mobiles. I don't know if that's something to do with it. Seems to be. I have this little thing that I haven't really trying a little around with it, and it does say some kind of O. And I think it's the old one that seems to have more resistance compared to the new one. I don't know if that's the thing or whatever, but clearly there's a difference between the two mobiles charging from the solar panels. This one over here, it's the same company, Big Blue, that makes them. I thought I would have had enough, 28 watts, right? You're thinking, yeah, that sounds like a good amount, right? But yeah, it's not really giving much up here. But yeah, when the sun was out there, it absolutely did get a good amount. It went up there for sure. Very nicely. I think I got over 1,000 milliamps today running. Although I can't see the screenshots even if, or maybe I took screenshots on the old one. But anyway, it was pretty good. There's still some way for 2 amps, so it's only going to get worse as the sun is going low and low and low and all that. And it's for a very short while because I have the window to the west, so I'm not getting that much. But as long as it gets a little, even if it doesn't have direct sun, as long as it just gives a little, and that seems to be the case as well. But again, it's not much. And again, this one is better, although this is also 200 grams heavier, and it doesn't have like what this one has, where how much and all that it's producing, but that doesn't really matter much anyway. But really, it's not really a biggie how much it produces. I did see some of those guys that have put this up where they got more than 2 amps, so it'd be possible to get it fired up in some sense. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I guess they were not, could have been worse in regards of how much they cost. But yeah, I still have some more testing to do, but at least they give a little. But it's too. I can see it's too little for if you live in Denmark and all that. I've looked at some other choices as well. Some water choices, but yeah, there's some turbines, as well. I don't think they will allow me to have any, what do you call it, windmills outside. I do have a little place where I could have a little windmill, and the problem also with the windmills, as I understand it, is that they can actually make a lot of noise, which of course is not so good either. But yeah, these water things seems to be able to also give a good amount of battery. Although who knows? We'll see. I guess it could be nice just turning on the water and just getting some battery. But it seems like you can actually make a lot of watts, so you would be able to fill whatever pretty quickly. Although I don't know how in regards to all the dimensions and in regards of all the, it's probably you probably need some things here and there. And whatever. Haven't really done much of that in a way. But that would be something I would need to look into, if anything. Um, so yeah, but that seems to be where you could really, really reach a lot of power if you have a stream of water. Because I don't have a stream of water, but I do have. There's some way you could actually put it on the thing. So you have the water coming in, and then you just fix it on, and then you plug your thing. And then it should generate water, generate power when the water comes through. Well, there's different sizes for that. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, I do figure they actually had some. You couldn't. I haven't found really any USB. Well, that's this other, one that where it can actually be used for both things, for air and for water. But I'm not sure it's so. I think there are other better. Well, that would be able to charge on the USB. That's the nice thing, but I don't think it's I think it would be hard to have it go around in the way that I would like, it's like again, well, you don't have anything that is perfect for what you would like, right? Typical. Always, looking around, just hard to find what you usually. Anyway, so what's that? Oh yeah, I need to look on that. Oh well. Anyway, I don't know when they're actually going to see my email in regards to the screen. Cause I could just order the screen, and but I would think that they actually should pay for it. It's like incredible how. If the screen breaks so easily, it can become very expensive to have this mobile, to say the least. I've already broken 2 screens in a year, and they sell them for a good amount, So the mobile in itself is expensive, and the screens breaks, and you need to buy new ones. It's so what do you call it? I can't remember the words. It's so fragile, so you would need to pretty much have a disposal screen thing, at hand, because you just get into the process of, oh, that's too bad. The screen is not working. I can't use the mobile. That's just too bad. But incredible. It's just you just blow at it and then it breaks. You can't have a mobile that breaks so easily. I've never had a mobile that breaks so easily. Most mobiles could handle to be dropped. This clearly has issues being dropped. Just the most little bittle thing, and it. I have to say the second screen I've had from them absolutely has been better than the first one. The first one broke on the first drop, and I actually thought, okay, that probably was just a faulty screen or something like that, but clearly not, because I have the second year. But of course, the second one I have dropped, a couple of times without any problems. Besides, losing the Gorilla Glass and all that. Well, the Gorilla Glass is not needed because that's not where you really get into. If the screen didn't break so easily, then of course there might have been a point in regards to the Gorilla Glass, but And the Gorilla Glass broke easily as well. But again with some shaking, and of course it did detach from the screen, and I just can't be bothered with this nonsense. So, other things is that the jack stick on the thing here is the hole is not big enough. So I've made the hole bigger for the jack stick, because most jack sticks kind of are usually bigger than what they made usually. And what I also do usually is to take the jack sticks and cut some of the plastic off so they can actually get into the hole. So bigger hole here, and yeah. The batteries were also I had to use sandpaper on the batteries and on some of the batteries. Um, the last two batteries I got was actually better, although I think I did do some sandpapering, but the two first one was absolutely bad. It's like if you got the battery inside the mobile, it would not get out. It's like you could sit here without any cover or anything. And I think actually you could probably still do that with even after I've done the sandpapering. But now I've removed in regards of the. But besides the sandpaper, now it comes again and says unstable. Again, I have no idea why it would say it's unstable. But another thing is when you need to get your thing and get the battery out, there's not really anything to really get, your finger in. So I needed to. I fixed a little kind of, what is it called, wielding or whatever it's called. And so that has been working wonderful. I did that on all 4 batteries, and that has been absolutely working wonderful. What more do we have of issues? Oh yeah, in regards of getting your SIM card and memory card into this, like in the past, you would just fix your thing without taking the battery out or anything like that. You need to get the battery out to get the SIM cards in and the memory card. The old phone also do have some issues on that behalf, but at least you can, with a little, diligence, you can actually get you can get the memory card out or in, if you are a little diligent to not push the battery out when you do it and all that. But that's possible to actually, when you take the thing off and you can get to it and all that. But that's, it's going in the wrong direction, or it took a wrong turn totally. And that's 5 years ago, something like that. The last sane flagship of mobiles, then it just went absolutely haywire. They removed the possibility to change battery. They removed, in regards of possibility of putting a memory card in it. They removed the jack stick. These are 3 essential features that is, if it's not on the mobile, I won't even look at it. And this one does have that. It just sadly doesn't totally. It just, breaks too easy. Speaker not good enough. Back camera or whatever it's called. Front camera, I don't know. No back camera. One of the back cameras not working. Still not working. Because they upgraded. The idea was that they designed the mobile for Android 8, but apparently they ended up taking a choice to upgrade to Android 10, which actually might have been a very bad choice to do overall. They should probably have, you know, made it for Android 8 and then looked into things afterwards. If they should probably have gotten it to work totally. They already had, in regards of Android 8 from the other mobiles they have, so they already had something working. So you would think that it shouldn't have taken them that long to fix it to it. But the thing is, when they upgraded to Android 10, apparently the drivers for one of the cameras wasn't available. Of course, they didn't do that. So, and of course, upgrading to Android 10 also makes you need to root the device to actually be able to record, at least, and still, in regards to the recording feature, is still worse than what you could do on Android 8 without getting it rooted, because the feature wasn't closed down at that point by Google. So on so many levels, they just made it harder for they should have kept to Android 8, I think. At least that would have, but they didn't. And then again, now they don't have a camera for, so it's just an expensive product that just sadly fails. I'm so sad about it. I really had hoped that this would be, it's not all bad. If the phone is, if you're playing games or whatever, it's absolutely graphically much better than the LG V20. Yeah. All this Corona nonsense made me, because I needed to have a new mobile, but overall, it wasn't really. Took a long time, a lot of waiting time to finally get it and all that. And the thing is it worth it? And I would sadly say, no, it's not worth it. And it's very sad because I really wanted this product to succeed in regards of, my next mobile and all that. And but I've become disillusioned in regards to this, and I've wasted so much time on it, and I pretty much had the, the feeling of the best thing to do was just to take a hammer and just forget about it and then just use something else, use the post box or something like that. If anyone want to get me, hey, I can be, write me a letter, I'm just sick and tired of it, and you try to fix things. That's the thing with Android, right? You just sit there and try to fix things, and root should be you should be able to get root out of the box, but Google have molested things, and they don't want to have the people to have control over their things. Is it finished charging? I guess not. Let's see here. Trying to figure out this thing here. It's not totally good in regards to keeping. That's still charging, so it's a little hard to see when you. Well, that's of course the thing lightning, but I thought it looked like it was green. No, guess it's still it's still charging. Well, I have two, as far as I know, full charges of batteries, and I'm charging the last two of them. Guess it doesn't really matter much in regards to not being able to use the mobile. Oh my, I've gotten a lot of interesting things in my stomach today. A lot of garlic, fresh garlic, and yeah, a lot of different spices. I guess my stomach is not totally happy about it. And some chili and whatnot. Mm. Anyway, I should stop now. I tried to. I wanted to do it with my phone, my other phone, but I don't know in regards to the logins and all those things. I know. It's 3 o'clock. I should go to bed. My bed is broken as well. Yeah, it's terrible. Everything breaks down. Everything is just. Maybe it's not too bad, At least when they come and, don't have that much for anyone to come and take anyway, or lose. And I doubt they're interested in the Bible books, Maybe for burning, but oh my, that's a lot of gas. Anyway, yeah, it's good with light, There's a lot of light at the moment. It's pretty heavy with these 2 lamps that is in the background. I'm using them as long as I can, right? So I should probably also take the other thing down. It's not really needed. It might actually just be in the way for the other one. I don't know. Took the other one down. So. And when I have the 2 others, it's not really necessary with that one. So. Yeah, probably should check the swimming hole. See if I can get to the swimming hole and see what happens at the other place. Let's see what do we have here.
We know that the people who are dying from this disease. We know that the people who are dying from this disease. We know that the people who are dying from this disease. We know.
Yeah. Disgusting murderers. I think she slipped in her. Yeah. She slipped in her wording. But it's nothing new. See what it starts. Bum. Yeah, I should go to bed. That's pretty good. Anyway, take care, all of you. Well, it's a madhouse. Yeah, your tab crashed. Oh, really? Yeah, everything. Always something wrong, right? I think it probably will be a blessing to just get a break from all this technology, really. And just focus on other things. Didn't really help much either, getting out to people. Anyway, may Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua be a most precious pearl, and the Spirit of truth be in us all. Amen. And sadly, don't buy the shift phone. Don't get it. It's not worth it. Too many issues. And you feel like it's kind of a joke when they say smartphone can be time killers, and there's another thing when it turns on where it says something. It feels kind of like a really bad joke, because I've used so much time trying to get things sorted out with it, and it's just a never-ending nonsense. Needing to turn it off and turn it on again to get things to work. That it's not calling, like it's a phone, right? It should be able to call, right? Sorry, that it's not ringing when someone is calling, and you just see, okay, someone called, but I didn't hear it because it didn't say anything. It's not all the time, but clearly there's a problem. It's many of the times. And then, of course, the charging issues I have with it as well. Now, I did also have charging issues with my old phone, but my old phone, that was also in regards of updating, and then it's began to have issues. So this might be a little of the same problem. I don't know, but that was like updating from one Android system to the next one, and then it just stopped working, and it seems to be now working after it had been refreshed and all that, and reset and all that. But when you reset it, you lose all your applications, so I don't want to do that, But whatever the case, it's not charging as it should. So that's another issue. You shouldn't need to have these issues in the first place. It's just not worth it. It should just work. How hard can it be to get something to just work? Now, comparing this to my old phone, I know the old phone had some issues as well, for sure. But compared to the new phone, it is nothing, Of course, the old phone was beginning to get slower and, had the issue, for example, in regards to the charging, but I could still charge batteries outside the phone, so it wasn't really a big problem. I just charged the batteries outside and you could have bigger batteries. So I hope I can get that again. I hope I can get an old version of the old mobile and with bigger batteries and turn back to that, because this is nonsense. Also, another thing that is weird is that if you push with your finger down on the mobile, it makes this vibration. Who knows? Maybe that's the problem. Why it's breaking? That it's allowed to have this vibration. Like when you take this and when you just push it, like in the middle of the screen, you feel there's this unnatural vibration going through it, like that there's waves going through the phone that it's giving, like, so up here there's nothing, but when you go into the middle, you get this, like, where it's like I don't know what, but if you do it, it's like you can feel like there's like making some kind of waves or something. There's something that vibrates with it when you do it. Some kind of, and it might be the glass. It might be. I'm not sure if maybe it's just the outer glass that maybe is doing, or maybe it's some print inside. Could feel like it might be a print inside the phone, that just, flickers inside the phone, so it makes this vibration, and that just, just feels unnatural. Something seems wrong. Why would it do that? I don't get it. Never, and it's just when you hit in the middle, and that might be the thing that, there might be an engineering design fault in this phone overall. Again, maybe when it hits, that this vibration just it just totally goes through the mobile, and then the screen breaks. So again, maybe it's just designed wrongly. It had its It's like, again, also, you can feel like that there's this thing that vibrates inside the mobile. Also, if I hit it like here, you can just feel like this vibration inside the mobile, and I just don't know what that is. I haven't figured that out. But it's weird, and that might be the problem that makes it break. I don't know. Just in the middle of the screen, and some of these things I ate today. My stomach is not happy about it. I guess it was kind of a cocktail of things that, garlic, lots of garlic, and this Danish thing that is also pretty powerful, and chili, and I think one thing more, right? Anyway, so my stomach is There's one other option that is coming, but I don't think it will be for me either, because it can't, battery wise and all that, it's not. The Pine Phone is on the way with the Pine Phone Pro, and it's not going to be that expensive either, as far as I know. And it has 128 gigabyte as well, so that I would put as a minimum. I don't know in regards of design, in regards of we don't only have the Pine Phone Beta and the Pine Phone Beta Edition. Where's the Pine Phone Pro? They usually have it on the front page. Let's see here. Yeah, coming soon. Pine Phone Pro. And it looks, pretty good. I think it has one back camera, which is fine as long as it's okay. And you have a front camera and back camera. Again, the problem, of course, is the question: what about the speaker? There's no possibility of a bigger battery, and who knows if there will, I don't know if anyone would ever make a bigger battery for it. The problem is it's sucking a lot of it doesn't have all these things to, it sucks a lot of battery. So, but besides that, it looks pretty good, and it has the right resolutions. The Shift phone doesn't have the right resolutions, which again, I have no idea why they wouldn't choose, resolutions in regards to 720p and all that. Anyway, but yeah, it's coming soon. But yeah, it $400 doesn't seem to be that bad. But yeah, it's still being worked on, and it's probably still not ready for daily use. But it is still, it's interesting that finally it seems to move in the right direction with a Linux phone. And here we have the LCD panel, 1440 and times 720, and then they have this Gorilla Glass on again. Well, I don't know about that, but charging 5 volts, 3 amps, 15 watts, quick charge, and all that. Approximately 250 grams, they say. I'm not sure how much the Shift phone actually weigh. But I would never buy the Shift phone. Just keep far away from the Shift. I'm really sad too, but yeah, don't waste your money on that. It's you think about it. First in regards to the shift phone, it's pretty expensive. And if you need to buy at least 2 screens a year, something like that, breaking it and all that, like you come on, that's it's pointless. You gotta be kidding me. Um, the design should have been better tested clearly. Because it's way too easy to break. Oh well. But yeah, again, the pine phone probably will be, a disappointing thing as well, for me at least. It would be awesome to try a Linux phone, right, and get away from Google, but, the disappointing thing would be that it would, they're still working on it. It's very early on stage. So it's nice to see that they're moving forward. If you can just use it for calling and messaging, already that's a good sign. Maybe they can actually make what Android actually should have been for the users instead of taking the powers away from them. You can't continue to put money in this Android nonsense when they're just doing criminal acts. But yeah, it looks good, this mobile that they made, and looking forward to see some of the people using it. But yeah, far from a daily thing. Also, if it's not that easy to get power, and if it uses a lot of energy, then it will be, and that's something they haven't fixed yet. Anyway, oh my stomach. I guess it might be killing a lot of things downstairs. With all the garlic, I guess I got at least 6 garlics, I guess, and other things. Anyway. Well, take care. I'm done.